So I think we're live. Just gonna check it on my laptop. So foggy. Is this better? Okay. So we're live. Welcome. I'm going to build my very first own computer today. We're gonna start off with this computer as a base. So I've actually gotten this computer for free. So what is inside of this computer right now? So it was a all-in-one AMD board with a very small and dated FX chip, a quad core without hyper-threading or anything, built-in graphics. It's the BioStar A10 8800E or something like that, or P, I don't remember. What did I do to the computer? Well, the exhaust fan and the built-in heatsink fan were making some noise because this computer was left running non-stop 24/7 in a smoker house as well. So the bearings were shot and were very dirty. So I've upgraded the built-in heatsink fan to a Noctua, small Noctua fan, so these NF-A4. And I've also added some RGB fans, so a kit of 5 Gelid RGB fans, but this motherboard does not have any fan control, so they were running full blast non-stop. So anyway, I've also added a graphics card, which is a 1060 6 gig, an Asus, I think it's a Strix, not entirely sure anymore. Came from an old mining farm. That served me well for almost a year now. So all in all, good purchase. The computer also came with only a single 8 gig bland stick before, and so on the second-hand market, I also bought this 16 gigabyte Dominator Platinum kit. And with this 16 gigabyte, because this kit was actually overkill, there was a 16 gigabyte kit from some Chinese brand, and they are currently installed in this system because it will not run any higher than 2100 megahertz. So I tried this kit. I wanted to install this one, but this would have been overkill anyways. So we're just gonna sell this one on. I also upgraded the SSD to a 980 Pro Samsung. So this is the NVMe version. Also upgraded that one. Helped with boot times. And so now we're going to upgrade this PC. The power supply that's inside is a 500 watt Cooler Master. I think it's an 80 plus bronze kit power supply. And so we got some goodies from a Belgian store, Alternate. So what's in the box? I'll start off with the cooler. So we're going with an air cooler. This is the Freezer 34 Duo in white and black, plain and simple. Why did I go for this one? It was 60 euros, so price to performance it was very good, and it had good reviews, especially when coupled with a low power chip such as the AMD Ryzen 5 5600X. Yes, this comes with a boxed cooler, but this tower cooler will help the Ryzen chip stay cooler, and it will turbo or boost higher for longer. So that should be a good pairing. To support the latest games, we went with the G.Skill TridentZ 32 gigabyte kit. This is a 3600 kit as well, so that should be ideal for the Ryzen chips. 3600 megahertz is about the sweet spot. And of course, to support all of that, we bought the ROG Strix B550 gaming with Wi-Fi, because this is at my business and we're gonna run mainly on Wi-Fi in here. I don't have any wired internet yet, so we're going with the Wi-Fi setup. Wasn't too expensive considering the features this board has. I've always been an Asus fan. Because I have the Asus graphics card, I thought, okay, let's keep it with Asus. The RGB on the TridentZ also works with the Asus Aura Sync software, so that's handy. Can keep it down to one software. It also has the addressable RGB headers to control the RGB on the fans I have inside of here. And that should be it for now. So we're going to take out the old stuff, put it and transplant it onto here, fix up the wiring and see if it works. So I'm not going to do a clean install yet because I have a lot of files and stuff still on the SSD and the NVMe M.2 drive. So we're gonna just plug it in, see if it works, and most likely we're gonna upgrade it to Windows 11 down the line. We're still running Windows 10. Why am I going to, or what purpose am I going to use this computer for? Mainly it's gonna be some video editing, photo editing for my store. We're also going to play some games. So the games I currently like a lot are Escape from Tarkov, which was way too intense for this small PC we have over here. And I also still like playing OS. So we're gonna play some OS as well, and hope to get the frame rates up and the response time down. So I'll guess we're gonna start with disassembly of the old computer. So let's put this all away. I do have plans to upgrade the graphics card as well down the line. So I'm looking at the moment at the RTX 3070s on the second hand or used market. They can be had for around 300, 350, so that's a price I'm comfortable with. This one I ended up paying 150, I think it was, 150 euros for the 1066 gigs a year ago, so right after the crash of the cryptocurrency. So they came down in price a little bit. I think you can get one for like 120 today. It's still a decent graphics card, so we're gonna check out the performance once this computer has been built. So I've taken off the side panel of our little computer here with the stump screws. It had some warranty void stickers before, but I really needed to clean it out, so goodbye. This is only plastic, this isn't glass, in case you're wondering. So here we have the inside of the computer. It's a little bit dusty at the moment. So we have a clear view of the solid state drive. It's a brandless Chinese SSD in there. So I guess we'll take out the graphics card first. Simply unclip the power supply. So. And then we're going to need to undo the bolts. So I'm going to move you guys a little bit closer so hopefully you can see a bit better inside the computer of what I'm doing. So over here we need to take out all of these little screws. It's a bit shitty design if you ask me. So as you can see here, all of these screws need to go in order to take the graphics card out. Those are broken. Take him out. So we still have this one, but the threads are damaged, so we need to pull up, and there we go. Our graphics card is loose. So now all we need to do is push on the retention clip on the PCI Express port and lift out the graphics card. There we go. So as you can see, this is the Asus ROG. Let's check it out. Strix, yeah, 1066 gigs, a bit dusty. We're going to remove the dust a bit later. Put it aside. Then we also need to recover the NVMe SSD. So take out the little screw. Okay, like so. Lift up the SSD and remove it from the connector. And there we go. Put the screw back. Or is it from the SSD itself? I don't quite remember. So I'll just put it aside at this time. So next up, all the connectors. So we have the, don't know if it's fairly visible for you guys. Let's turn it around. Should be able to see it like this. So we have all of the front panel connectors, like the USB 3 header. This is the regular USB header, if I'm not mistaken. We have a SATA connector for the hard drive. Come on. Push on the little tab here. We have the 24-pin power connector. So we have the power reset and LED connectors. And this is the fan connector for the fan hub. What else? Is there something else we need to undo? This is the Noctua fan connector that can stay attached. This is the 4-pin CPU connector over here. Try to get that out. Yep. And then we have this connector over here. This is audio, I guess. Audio connector. Alright. So I think we have everything disconnected. So we can take out the small all-in-one motherboard. So one screw, two screws. I have a check, one in the corner over there and over there, and then it should be disconnected. So I dropped the screw. The motherboard is loose. It's gonna come out. So here we have the small BioStar motherboard. As you can see, it's the A108800E. You can see. Can you? It's a bit hard on the camera. And the RAM which is installed right now is some Chinese type DDR. So my screw fell down here in the back. It's no big deal. We're gonna undo the thumb screws in the back as well from the back panel, so we can have access to all the wiring. And there is my little screw. Trying to get it. So wiring is a disaster, let's say. Yeah, it's not the best in terms of wiring. So we're gonna try and tidy it up a little bit. So it's not a modular power supply, unfortunately. Try to get some dust out. Also, the front panel is not the best since it doesn't have any aeration holes. The only way that air can get in from the front is from here in the bottom. It does suck in quite a bit of air, but also quite a lot of dust since it does not have any filters. How it's set up right now is these three are intakes. So these three fans are intakes, and these two should be exhaust fans, or are exhaust fans. I should have taken my compressor and then I could have blown everything out. But it's okay. It's not too bad. Can go another round. All right. So, what do I need to check as well? If I want to buy a 3070, I think it should have two PCI power cables. So yeah, we have this 6+2, 6+2. It's a double, but it's on one, so it's gonna be on one rail. I don't know if it has any others. So that's SATA power. This is for the this is from the fans. Still has a Molex connector as well, more SATA power. So it doesn't have any other 6-pin, 6+2 pins. So okay, that's good to know. So I might need to upgrade the power supply as well if I'm going for 3070. I should check. I don't know how much power draw the 3070 got. All right. So in order to build it, we're gonna need to remove some of the standoffs, or move some of the standoffs. Let's have a look. Okay. Move this to the side as well. Move the small computer. So, it's okay. First off, let's have a look at the new motherboard. So, is it locked? No. You can open it up. Packaging looks awesome. Get the board out. Have a look at all of the accessories we got here. So take everything out. These are the... so this is the Wi-Fi antenna. Good to have. Okay, so this is... let's close it up again. And let's do it all professional. So we're gonna build the PC. All right. So, do I have enough room? Should be okay. So we have the USB 3 header. We have here the SATA ports, which is coming through here as well. We can move that one down one spot, I guess. Yeah. Then the this one, which is USB 2.0, is going to be here in the bottom, along with the power LED and reset switch. Okay. At the top we have the 4-pin, and we also have an 8-pin over here. So I don't have any way to power the 8-pin. Is it needed? Let's have a look. Otherwise we need to order a new power supply. Where is the... oh, it's underneath. Wow, CDs. Here is the manual. Yeah, so you can't only use the 4-pin. You can use the 8-pin alone, but you need to use the 8-pin at least So we're gonna have to order a new power supply. That sucks, but it's what I have to do. Yep. All right. So I guess since there's no way to use this one, unless I don't use a graphics card, but I need to. Have another look at the wiring. Oh, what do we have here? It's another CPU 4-pin. So indeed, now they 8-pin. Yeah. I did not check, so that's on my part. Stupid, I know. So we're gonna pack up right now, order a power supply and revisit afterwards. That's the only thing I can come up with. So we'll be back with another live video to complete the build. Yeah, it's a shame. No way to fix it. I'm gonna take out this power supply and look for another one. Something modular perhaps. Less cables to work with. We can clean this up already by removing all of the cables we don't need. And we'll come back once we have a new power supply. Too bad. Okay, let's have a look. How can we remove all of these cables? So we have a zip over here. Then those are mine. That's the top. Take out this one. Then the 4-pin over there. Where is it? Oh, they're also tied in together. So we'll put this one over here since we can't use it. So I'm just removing all of these cables, getting rid of the mess, making some room. I'm wondering, can I put the two 4-pin connectors together? And would they make an 8-pin? So yes, I think they do. So then I can supply 8-pin power to my motherboard, because the 2600 isn't a very power hungry processor. Let's check if there's a manual in here and how much power it suggests. to have. So I might still upgrade the power supply later, since like I said, I want to install a 3070, and I think the 3070 needs more power. So it's the rate box cooler, I think, right? Yeah, rate, simple rate. So here we have the AMD instruction and warranty. I don't think it'll say anything about the power requirements. And that's installation of the processor. No, I don't know how much power it draws, but I think it's gonna be okay. I don't think it's like maybe 65 watts or something, no? I think it's something like that. Okay, so we do not need to undo everything, but I do want to clean up the wiring a lot. So, okay, let's undo it. Let's undo everything. No problem. Like you see here, we have cables going through. So this is going through there. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's undo all of the zip ties the factory did on this computer. We need to do different routing as well, so it doesn't matter. There we go. Now we can go back over here. Remove this one. I'm actually some kind of a neat freak as well, so I don't really like all of these cables, which is why I might go with a modular one down the line. So this is front panel as well. This is power, sort of, so they can stick together. This is power for my fan hub. This is the SATA power, so that's okay, that can stay like this. Although I might want to put the SATA drive in this caddy over here, just to get rid of it. We'll see. We'll see. Alright. I have a lot of new zip ties as well, so that's no big deal. Plenty of zip ties. That's okay, we can keep it like that for now. This one needs to move a little bit as well. So we've made some room now. And this is, what is this? This is the fan header. So we move this one back as well. Okay, so we've tidied up the front of the case. All of the cables are here. So make sure this one stays put. So I'm gonna put a zip tie around this one as well. It had some double-sided adhesive on the back, but it's a very poor adhesive as well. Whatever. Okay, so we're done with the case. We're going to put it aside. All right. Now we have our motherboard again. But we need to take into account the cooler, because the cooler might use, or will use, most likely different brackets. So let's have a look at the cooler. So these are all of the brackets we have. Standoffs, mounting hardware, and then the cooler itself. I really need to sit down for a while. for my back. So we have 2 fans in a push-pull configuration. So this one pushes air in, this one pulls air through, and we want it blowing at the exhaust fan of the case. So we're going to mount it like this. Then we have over here some mounting hardware as well, the cables. So this is the fan cables. And then this piece of cardboard. We're gonna leave the sticker for now. Included in the kit is some MX4 Arctic MX4 thermal paste, decent thermal paste. I do have some thermal grizzly, but I don't have it here with me for this build, so we're gonna just use the Arctic. Okay. The manual is available online. It's very nice, but I'm filming with my phone, so how am I going to look at the manual? Not very thought through. Let's have a look at all the things we got. Some standoffs, some grommets, some rubber stuff. A back bracket. So I guess we're gonna have to maybe... No, it's not for this one. So, how does it work? I do not know. We're gonna have to have a look. A video guide. Luckily I have my laptop over here. So YouTube. Freezer 34 AM4.
Obsessie.
Okay, let's see what we have, what we need. So we need these two. We need the standoffs and the thumb nut. Okay, so I have the instructional video open on YouTube. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, so these two, we need the 4 thumb nuts, and we need the standoffs with 1 marking. So these standoffs have markings. So we have unmarked ones, which are longer. We have 1 marking, and we have some with 2 markings, and we need the ones with 1 marking. Okay. Then we also need these 2 screws, and we need the paste. Alright, so let's move all the rest out of the way. Okay, so they start by removing the factory retention mechanisms. So pause it. Okay, so we take a screwdriver. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Make sure we're going all the way up. Pretty long screws. Come on. One more. So, okay, continue. So, all right, we're gonna have to install the CPU. Let's take our CPU then. Still in this little tray. We also get the Ryzen 5 sticker. So, careful with the AM4 platform CPUs. It's the last generation that still uses pins, so be very careful, because if you bend one of them, you're not gonna be happy. Lift it up. Then we have the golden arrow here in the corner. You can also see it on the top. So that needs to correspond with a small arrow over here. Push it in gently all the way and push down on the retention mechanism and make sure it is latched. So that's our CPU installation. We're gonna need our standoffs and screw those into the motherboard. So we have some coarse thread and some fine thread. The coarse thread needs to go into the factory brackets, right? Or am I mistaken? Let's have a look. Yeah, the coarse thread. So we're gonna need something to tighten these as well. I don't know if I have something. So I'm gonna look for a socket to fit over these, because I have a feeling they need to go all the way down. So it's a very tiny 6-sided, you see? So we're gonna get a socket for those. I'll be back. It might be like an 8 or 9 mm. I don't have that over here, so we're gonna do some cringe. Look away. We're gonna use some pliers. It's gonna take a while. There's nothing included in the kit. No, I would have expected them to include like a little wrench. No? Like the IKEA kits. Keep on going. 2 more. So yeah, it's not a big deal. You might damage the anodizing a little bit on the standoffs. And this one we still need to continue. Check for my heatsink. Yeah, so that's that. Continue. Taking off the fans. Okay, so with the retention clips over here. So we take it, pull it out and over. This one as well. Okay. We need to undo this connector. Remove the fan. The other side. And remove this fan as well. Next up, is attaching these 2 brackets on the top, facing inwards. So like this. Right up. With the little screw. We'll just put it finger tight. The other side as well. Right. Then in the video they apply the thermal paste to the cooler itself, most likely so you don't forget to peel off the plastic. but of course, and they apply a line on each heat pipe. Yeah, you could do that as well. The outside holes over here are for AM4 socket, and then you tighten the cooler with the supplied thumb nuts. And tighten them all the way down with a screwdriver. Okay, so we're gonna fix this one properly. Okay, make sure it's straight. Okay, then make sure there's no dust or anything on the CPU. Alright, apply some of the MX4. So we can do it like they did in the video. It doesn't really matter. So what they did was just apply a strip of the coolant like this compound. Yeah. As long as it covers the entire CPU, you're good to go. You can even spread it out if you really want to. So make sure the logo is in the correct orientation. This. So you get. All right. Thumb screws. Put all 4 of them first before we start pulling to one side. Like so. And then we start in a cross pattern, pushing down on the cooler, gradually putting force on the CPU evenly, and this will ensure you have a good or a decent spread of the thermal paste and a good contact between the heat pipes and the integrated heat spreader on the CPU. So keep on turning. We're getting medium pressure right now, so the force is starting to increase on the thumb screws. These mounts will bend a little, that's what they're supposed to do. And once you're done, they should all make gradual contact. I can see some of the paste coming out at the corners of the CPU. So all in all, even though this CPU does have good reviews, I am noticing that a lot of the heat spreader does not make contact with the surface of the cooler itself. So like the corners are still visible, the sides don't make full contact. So okay, you could argue like that's some performance left on the table as well. But that's how it is right now. So we're gonna reinstall the fans. Like I said, we want a push-pull configuration. Our fan header is over here at the top, I think. CPU fan is over here. So on that side, these are not RGB. So let's see, are they both the same? Yes, they can be daisy chained together, but we need to get over there. So reinstall like it was. That's not the correct one, it's this one I needed. Yep. So let's start by fixing this one again. So, okay, one side. The other side. Okay. We still have room for the RAM, DDR. This. Okay, so now we have two connectors. This one needs to go in there. Let's daisy chain them together. And they used to be. Yep, so then we're gonna come around. This one back in there, over here, and then this one can be plugged in to the CPU fan header, like so. That's pretty clean. I don't think it's any problem like so. We could have gone back through the cooler. It's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely fine. So next up, let's see our memory, and we'll need to check in which channels they need to go. So it's a dual channel memory with 4 slots. We only have 2 sticks, 16 gigs each. So we need to have a look where we need to put the RAM. So if you have a single stick, they recommend putting it in the A2 slot, which is this one. For dual stick or two stick, they recommend the A2 and B2 slots, so furthest away from the CPU. And for 4-channel, it's all 4 of them. So we're gonna put it in the A2 and B2 slots. So in order to install this, we need to open up the latches on this side. So you'll never see any YouTubers like using the manual. They prepare ahead. I'm just doing it like I encounter stuff. And that's how I like to do things. Other people will have to figure stuff out as well on their own. So here are the TridentZ G.Skill sticks. Doesn't really matter how you put them. They look the same, but the notch of course is on a different place. So the shortest end goes down. We'll insert the furthest one first. Then you should insert the bottom side first and then the top side, and it should click the retention mechanism back in place like it did right now. Oh, it's the other way around. Bottom, top, click. So that's that. We also have a small information about setting up XMP profiles and another sticker. So where's my, over here? Put this one back. We're gonna keep the boxes, always nice. If you plan on selling something, if you keep the box around, gives a bit of confidence to the seller that you've maintained your stuff properly. Like so. So next up is our M.2. So we have 2 M.2 slots, one at the top, one at the bottom over here. This one runs at PCIe Gen 3, and this is PCIe Gen 4. So this Samsung Pro is a Gen 4 NVMe drive, so we're gonna put it in the top slot to get the best performance. Of course. So undo the screw. So we put in the M.2 drive. Watch out for the key as well. So now we need that screw I undid earlier. So it's a tiny little screw with a plastic washer to keep the SSD in place. So we also have this heat pad, thermal pad over here. Yeah, there's still a sticker in the way, so I don't know if it's gonna do much. We'll remove the plastic as advised. The Gen 4 SSDs, I think, are a bit more prone to heat as well. So we'll give it every chance it's got. And put this back the way it was. Tighten down the screws. I'm not even sure the heatsink is making the thermal pad is making contact with the SSD. No, because I put in the little screw. So if you don't put in the screw, it'll make better contact. We have a peel over here. There we go, small peel. Another peel over here for the sound processor. And next up is installing the motherboard into the PC case, I guess. So let's have a look. Do we have some screws, standoffs, or anything like that? So these are the included M.2 screws. But I've used another one, it fits, no problem. Yeah, I don't see any other standoff included. A little bit of a cleanup. Yeah, so if you buy a new case, it should come with standoffs. So unfortunately, we don't have them. Oh, it's heavy. So let's have a look. I'm gonna keep this stuff together. This is for the motherboard box. Take these out. And here is the case. So I am having, or I can see 6 standoffs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 holes. So we're gonna have to repurpose some of them. I don't even have enough screws. We can always add screws later. So release this one, release that one, and this one as well. And I think this one needs to move down. So we're gonna skip the middle ones, even though thinking, because over here there will be a lot of weight from the cooler. So I'm gonna keep those in. I'm going to release this one. Maybe put it in the bottom somewhere. And this one as well. Some more. So are we down all the way? I think so. Still a little bit, like a millimeter. We don't have much space. Alright. So what do we have? Audio front panel, USB, TV, case fan. Alright. So we need a 24 pin, we need the SATA cable, we need the USB header, and we need the 8-pin power on the top. So for the power, I need to undo this wiring. Mess over here. Don't remember what this is for. Here's my SATA power. Here's a 8-pin for the graphics card. Here's a 4-pin, and here's the other 4-pin. So these two can be joined together now, permanently. Like so. So we have our 8-pin. We're gonna tidy it up later. It needs to go through here. Do we need any other power on the top? I don't think so. So we don't have the the 4-pin. We have an RGB header at the top as well. And we have one at the bottom. So it depends where I want to plug in the RGB header for my, so what's this? I need the manual for this little thing. We might be able to snake it through later. What's it for? And this header is a fan header, and then this is the SATA power. It's coming over there, so we can undo this one momentarily as well. Then the USB header, USB 3 front panel. And where's the 24 pin? Over here. So the 24 pin needs to go to the top. Okay, like so. We can also put it through this hole. So maybe let's investigate what happens if we put this in. Oh, issue. We need to remove this. Oh, push it like so. That's better. Okay. So I may need to remove the fans. I just want to have a look if I can fit the 24 pin through the big hole or not. Try again. Very tight fit with the fans. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remove them. Damn it. Especially the top one. No big deal. So the wiring, of course, it's all put together. Try to get some space. If I can try it like this. So now it fits. So we still have this fan in the way. Okay. It's not an easy fit, this motherboard in this tiny case, compared to the motherboard. So we're going to try undoing this one as well. Next try. So there's no room for the 24 pin to come up through there. All right. I'm gonna have to reevaluate. So I've mounted the fan controller over here because I wanted to have access to it with the remote control to set the colors and such. Now, as long as it keeps power, you only have to set it and forget it once. I'll put it to rainbow puke and leave it like that. So I'm gonna have to remove this one, put it in the back, so all the cables can remain in the back. The 24 is gonna come up through here, as well as the USB header, and the SATA header is gonna come up through here, and all of the lower headers are gonna come up through the holes in the bottom. So let's do that. Try that. So we're gonna undo the fan controller and all of the fans. I didn't want to do this, but we're gonna have to. There we go. There's the fan controller. Pull all the cables. Out the back. Okay. So what do we have? Front panel. Front panel. Let's all the remove these. It's the only thing I had when I installed the fans. So twist ties. Okay. Now, that's okay. All free. That's a fan. This is a fan. I'm gonna remove the fans for now. These need to come through this side as well. Everything is gone now. Yep. Maybe I shouldn't do this because I'm gonna have a hard time putting them back. Alright, no, my mistake. Put them back, but just keep them slack like this. For anyone wondering what fans these are the Gelid Stella. It's a five fan kit with the controller, with the hub. A pretty decent fan so far, but like I said before, because I didn't have the fan control on the other motherboard, they were running full blast. Okay. So this is the USB 3. And then we need the 24 pin. This is the 4 pin. This is for the motherboard. It needs to go through here. And then this one needs to go through here as well. This is the bottom connector for the I/O, the reset and stuff. Just snake it through here. Then we also have the bottom USB header. Yeah, this is a bottom USB header. You can also go through that end there. And then this is the audio. This can be on this side. Make sure I don't tangle up anything. And this is another USB header. It's a card reader. E34 and E12, what's the difference? Let's have a look, because I have two USB 2.0 headers at the bottom. Addressable Gen 2 header, addressable RGB LED strips. AAFP, that's the sound. AMD RGB headers. Panel connector. Temperature sensor. Thunderbolt. Did I skip it in the front maybe? Nine USB 2.0 headers. Fan and pump headers. 6, 7, 8, 9. So they're the same. Yeah, it's just the difference in the name. Do not connect a 1394 cable to the USB connectors. This is the card reader, USB card reader. So I'm guessing I can attach it. I don't know. I never had it attached to anything. But if it works, it works. So let's install it. So those are together. They don't cross anything. No. This is for power. This needs to go over there. And this is for that. This is for that. Okay. You just need to pay attention here. These don't intertwine. Okay, I guess we have the essentials. Those are the fans. Yep. Oh, I still need the... Yeah, can do these. Can do it later. It's no big deal. Those are the... What's this? Fan cable. Needs to go back in. Otherwise we're gonna have issues later on. on, 8-pin. Oh, there's still a peel on here. Let's peel it. So, put in some screws. So we only have 8 standoffs. I only have 4 screws. So we're gonna put the same screws as the mini board we have over there, because I want the maximum support around the cooler area. And maybe later we're gonna disassemble it again, put in some more standoffs. It's kind of annoying, this isn't a magnetic screwdriver, and it's not even gonna be long enough to reach in there. Let's try the top one. Can I still get the fans in now? That's a question I have. This one should slide in. This one is gonna be a different story. I don't think it'll fit. Maybe. I really need a magnetic screwdriver for this. Or a plier. That's one. I think I have a longer one. It's a bit bigger. Just hand tight. I'm gonna get some other stuff to tighten it down fully afterwards. Now this one is gonna be the most difficult one, and if I drop it, it's gonna be a hard one to recover as well. No, that's not a way to do it. Oh, it dropped in. Perfect. Perfect. And this is tight. I'm going to try to tighten this one, or I could perhaps I'll do it like this. There we go. It's going to be a tight fit. All right. 8-pin. So put these on here for a while. So we need to snake these into place later. And we also need to install the 8-pin power. So the latches go at the top of the connector. So let's have a look here, what's up. So these are in the way. Move them out of the way, like so. Okay. Bend it up and push it into the connector until it latches, fully latched. Alright. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, of course, the wires are gonna be in the way of the fan. So, which fan is best suited to go in the top? I'm guessing this one. And have a look at the direction. Oh, it needs to exhaust. So like so. No, that's intake. I need it like this. Yeah. I'm gonna snake it in through here. Yeah, beautiful. Now, so no. So we have an issue with the top fan I have over here, which is touching the heatsink. So it looks like I'm not going to be able to install it any longer. So I'm contemplating, just getting rid of it. It's a bit of a shame, but we have to do what we have to do, and it needs to go. I'll all I'm hoping is I can extract the cables, connectors. That's one. Oh no, I dropped the different fan header out as well. Sorry, I'm in the shot. I just have to get this one through again. Yeah, okay. So we're going with one exhaust fan and 3 intake fans. It's a bit ridiculous, but okay. We've got to do what we got to do. If it fits even, because this one also doesn't fit. This is fucked up. Why? Why? In the other direction, perhaps. Maybe can force it a little bit. Oh, oof. I managed to force it in, but it's a tight squeeze up against the shroud for the I/O over here. So yeah, okay, it's in. Let's tighten those screws. This one is gonna have to work extra hard, or I'll just have to disconnect or run the intake fans on a lower RPM. Something I could do. And put this one on a different header, maybe? Okay, we have an exhaust fan. Let's have a look. We have an optional CPU fan header. So I can put the RGB into the controller and perhaps put the fan header somewhere else. So what was this? This is the audio header. I'll plug this one in the bottom. So. Then we have the USB 3.0 header. We have the normal USB header and the what's it called? Card reader. So regular USB 2.0. Like so. And then the card reader. And we have the front panel connectors. So this one is not going to be used. I could put it like over here, but it's a bit ridiculous. There's also no point in putting it on the other side, since the air can't go anywhere. Yeah, it is what it is. It's a shame. It's the VRM cooler is in the way of the top fan. I could trim it off a little bit, maybe. But that's gonna make vibrations. I don't want to damage this stuff. Nah, we're gonna keep it as is. Front panel connectors. Just have a quick look over here. It's okay. These two are like so. That's those. That's this. This is the fan. Okay. Let's have a look at the front panel connectors, and which is which. 14. So first up, HDD LED plus and minus. HDD LED plus and minus. Plus is the bottom left. Plus and minus, alright. That's those. Then we have a ground. No, don't have a ground. Reset. Power LED plus and minus. So there's these two in the same order, plus and minus. Okay. Oh. Wait, there's two power LED plus and minus. Power switch and a reset switch. Okay, so reset goes next to the LED. It's so finicky. Reset, LED, alright, and then we have the power switch above the reset switch, and then we have the power LED plus and minus, power LED plus and minus, plus and minus. So they're in as well. All right. Our SATA connector is up next, perhaps. Untangle all of those wiring mess. SATA connector. Does it matter? No, basically it doesn't matter. They're all 6 gig. It's kind of hard getting it in like this, maybe. If I come around the back, I have some more slack. Yeah, like so. Elegant enough. So next up we have our GPU power cable. Or maybe we should clean up some wiring mess in the back already. Let's do that first. So we have our exhaust fan. We have, this is the 4-pin power. We have our front panel connectors. I still need SATA power for something. I don't know what this is for. This is the USB 3.0. So we could make these like so, perhaps. So we still need to hook up this one. So this is done. This is all for the fans. SATA power, so we can hook up this one to that. Yep, should be good. Then we have a bunch of, let's see, we have some Molex connectors, but we do not need any Molex, I think. Because for the fan controller we are using SATA power as well. Right? And we have another SATA connector. I should look up the specs from the power supply because I don't know how much power the SATA connectors have, because I need this one and that one, so that's another 2 connectors I can hook up to this one. So if I'm not going to use this one, we're going to tuck it away in the basement over here. So let's just fold this up neatly. And put this one away. In the basement. Same with the Molex connector. I'm not using any Molex power, although maybe I think there exist like Molex to 6-pin or 8-pin connectors. So in the future I might use this rail to power an extra or another GPU. So that's good. We have the option. So those are out of the way. It's nice. We have the GPU power, which at this time is only going to be using 1 8 pin. Is it 8 pin? Yeah, an 8 pin. And we're gonna put it in from, I think over here, next to the, yeah. We're gonna snake it in through there. Make sure everything goes through. All right. Turn it back around. Headers are good. Okay, so let's install the graphics card. Put it down again for a second, just easier. Take up the graphics card and install it into its slots. So the PCI Express is a lower one, so I need to open up this slot. And of course, these are the breakout types, so you can't put this one back anymore. It's kind of annoying, but that's how it is. Shit design. And let's just push it in straight, like so. Put the cover on. Along with the screws. Make sure the card is in straight, level. I'm gonna tighten these afterwards because I've had issues with the HDMI cable not seating completely into the card. So I may need to wiggle it afterwards. So I just put in the screws. So I still have an upgrade path. So the best CPU you can get for this motherboard is the 5800 X3D. But I do need to remember, if I ever want to go that route, that I will have to invest in another power supply, because I will need that 4-pin CPU power connector. Alright, up again. Now, so you can see we have the double 8-pin. I'm gonna use the top one. Make sure it clicks in all the way. It's starting to become a neat little build. So off to cable management a little bit, perhaps. So let's go get me some zip ties. So we have plenty of zip ties, different sizes. So first off, I hate how this 4-pin power cable keeps getting pulled out, like doesn't stick together. I want it to form a nice, neat little bundle. So let's start off with doing that. So there we have it. Nice, neat little bundle. I'm gonna keep the edge, the ends. I'm gonna trim them later. I'm gonna put this one in. So these are the the front panel connectors and the 24 pin. So we can put these together as well in a neat little bundle again. Maybe reposition a little bit. So you can follow along. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with the fan wires yet. These two as well, just put them back. This final. This one needs to stay undone from that point on, so I can put it into here perhaps. Yeah. Maybe snake it behind that cable. So, nice. This 8-pin for the graphics card will live in the bottom over here. This one will go like so. This one we can attach along with this cable over here. Maybe. So there's a nice little eyelet here. What's it looking like? Okay. That's quite acceptable. Although I want to put this one a little further. Some more. Nice. Very nice. All right. This one is out of the way like so. These can be put in the basement a little bit. As well. This one, let's shove it on in. Yep. So this is another area where I can tie them together. I could hook them up to that eyelet over there, but I'm not going to. I'd rather they have their own way. This one needs to turn, make sure it's flat, like the rest. Yeah, perfect. Perfect, like so. So this one is a bit problematic in that it doesn't conform very well. It's okay. It's gonna be alright like so. Yeah. So why is there only no, so this one is missing. Okay, no problem. So we can put these together over here. And then add this bundle. I'll fix it on that eyelet. So maybe I need a bigger one. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. It'll be fine. All right. Some management work, and then pull it tighter. I want this to sit flat in between those two bundles, like so. What a work of art, if I say so myself. Okay, so these are all gonna live in this basement area. They're very happy over there. We still need this one. This one needs some room to breathe. So, all right. It's looking pretty good, I think. This one is for later. This one is as flat as possible. This one sits flat on top of that one. Alright. We can fix this over there. So what's left is my controller. So it can be over here, perhaps. So we need to figure out how to do it. So we have the top fan, the middle fan, and the bottom fan. And then we have this is number 5. So we need the SATA power. Okay, motherboard PWM signal. this is not it. Motherboard RGB. Where is the... Oh, did I drop another cable? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. So we have this is the PWM. So this is a fan speed. Then we have the SATA. This delivers power to the controller. So that's not a problem. Then we have every PWM signal for the fan. So I'm guessing we should have individual control. I don't know. And we have ARGB. And the motherboard ARGB input as well. So that's this connector right here. Like so. Now, where did I put that manual? I might have tossed this one out because I don't know what this does, VDG. Doesn't matter a whole lot. Let's see. Can we put this one here? We can. How does it like to stay there? Maybe. All right. So there's a bolt here. Okay. So that's where it's going to live from now on. And then, so the double-sided adhesive, it's also a little bit magnetic, I think. It's gonna be hard to put like a strap around there. It would be easier to put the strap here, because you have these slots to put like straps through them. What would be easiest? Maybe. I don't think it's gonna move a lot if we put it here. We're just gonna keep it there. Yeah. It's decided. So SATA power. The other way around. There we go. So we have the SATA power cables connected, so these can go in the basement as well. So there you have it. It's a piece of shit. No, I'm gonna put it on the top. I'm gonna fix it with the zip ties. I'm tired of it moving around as much as it does. So we need a bigger zip tie. Maybe not the biggest size. Let's see. We can put it in like there. And all the way through here. the other side, we don't have much room, but I'm gonna try. So you see it's gonna jump off rather easily, but we're gonna try it anyway. It already jumps off. Shit. So we can skip maybe PWM1 and just put it into slot 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe. I don't know. Why do they turn this one red? Just to recognize which is which? I'm guessing. So I'm gonna do that like so, yeah. Next up, so this is the top fan. This is the PWM wire. So it goes into the slot number 2, like I said. Come on. Get in there. Then the second fan, PWM signal. The bottom fan. Wait up, so make sure this one is over there, this one isn't tangled either. Oh wait, okay, that's 1, that's 2, 3, and do this one for a second, and then this one goes to the top as well. 4. Then we have the one over here, which is going to be number 5. Or we can also put this one on the CPU, like I said before. We can always change it afterwards. And as far as RGB goes, it doesn't really matter. You can also daisy chain them, so that's a bit annoying. You need to take into account that you have they have the extra tails. That's a number 5. Is that in all the way? No, doesn't stick in very much. Then the number 3, which is going to be number 4. Oh, need to turn it around. And then the second one. Why is this so loose? God damn it. No faith. And the final one. these are fanwares. No, no. These are RGB. This is RGB, RGB. Fan speed, fan speed. Yeah, keep it like this. Alright. This is the RGB header for the controller. Small ones. So these are together. Yeah, that's number 3, number 2, and number 1. These are just RGB, right? And these are the fan speed, PWM. So let's open up the other ones. This one can be looped again as well. So I'm leaving the 5th one separate because I might want to change it. I see that the 3rd one is getting unhooked very easily. It's kind of annoying. Anyways. This one can go. This one can go as well. This one just needs to move all the way down. Stick it in there. Connect it up over here. There we go. So back into the bottom. Go. So we have 2 things left to hook up. Can even put this one in the side over here, like so. Oh, we still need to trim those. put those as well over there. It's okay. Can be like that. They can stay over here. Maybe put them in as well. This annoying little shit. That's okay. That'll fit. And I could hook this one up. Okay. So all we need to do now is figure out the PWM I want to use and the RGB header. So let's have a look at the front. So we have an RGB header at the top. But it's a 4-pin ARGB. This is 3-pin. This one is a 3-pin design. So do we have a 3-pin? Yeah. Just a quick check. Addressable Gen 2 header. Yeah, so we're gonna put it in there. So make sure this is all nice and neatly tucked away how it should be. So try to keep it straight. And the ARGB header needs to come up through here. So if we're gonna sit proud over there, we might as well put it through this area. Twist. Oh, come on. And then fan. Chassis fan, chassis fan, chassis fan. Plenty of chassis fan headers. I don't know which one I should take. So 4 fan and pump headers. Yeah, I don't know what I should do about those. So I know I want more speed on the outlet fan than the 3 front fans. Lots of dust. So I should connect them individually. Maybe use chassis fan 3 and 4 if I can. So wait a minute, I'm gonna use chassis fan 4 for the hub controller. So need to put this one over there. So through the bottom hole over here. And then I need to try and get it installed like so. Oh, rather easily. Okay, put this through. Make sure everything stays nice and connected. And that's the case. Okay. So we have this little wire over here going to chassis 4. And then chassis number 3 is also at the bottom, but on the other side. So I can unplug this one and plug it in over there. I'm guessing. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, I think I am going to. So unplug this one. We're gonna do a direct control on this one because I really wanted to have a bit more speed than the other fans, perhaps. It's the one that needs to exhaust all of the heat from the CPU as well. So I'm gonna try and snake it into here like so. It's gonna be tight, pretty tight, yeah. Maybe go behind this one. Make sure we use up as much as we can. Once it's inserted, it's okay. And we'll put it into the chassis 3 fan header. Oh, dropped it. Come on, piece of shit. Turn it around. Yeah, awesome. Perfect, perfect. That looks $1,000,000. Still don't know what this one does. It's a 3-pin header. It states video. Don't know. I may need to look it up in the manual. Okay, so that's that. Like I said, this one is gonna stay loose. Maybe. Yeah, it's not a big deal. That's okay. We could hook this up, but I'm gonna leave them like this for now. All right. So we could spend some more time on managing this, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. We could put this one over there. Nah, it's okay. I'm gonna check out what this one needs, but I don't think it was hooked up to anything. The rest is all installed. Everything is nice and secure, except for this stupid little plug. All right. So, tell me what you guys think. looks pretty neat. All of my front panel I/O and chassis fans are connected at the bottom. On top is my two CPU fans. These two are daisy chained together. We could still tie up this one, this USB 2 connector. And for the rest, it's a little bit dusty, but that's not a big deal. It's gonna acquire more dust over time, so we're not gonna bother too much with the dust. I think it looks good. Looks decent. And the back looks a lot better than what it used to be. There's a lot of cables in here due to the four fans now. So let's see if we can put the back panel on. Shouldn't be a problem. So perfect. Perfect. Two thumb screws. Oh, so we have missed one of the latches over here. That's better. All latches attached. And all that's left is installing all of my peripherals and setting it up for the first time. So I would say a big thanks to Alternate as well. It's not that they sponsored me or anything, but they're a great company, very fast shipping, great customer service so far. And basically everything which is inside, apart from the case, the power supply, and the hard drive, the regular SSD, everything comes from Alternate. It works perfect so far. I'm wondering if my panel would be able to go on again. It should. I think it's touching, just barely touching. No big deal. Luckily, it's not glass, it's plexi. What a nice computer. This is the nicest computer I've ever owned. I had already made it my own by the modifications I did before. And now we'll see how it handles the games and the stuff I do. And maybe in the future we may upgrade to an RTX 3070, I think. 3060 Ti, 3070, or if you guys know something better secondhand, just tell me and I might consider it. So everything is tight. I don't know if it's touching or not. I guess it is. No big deal. All right, let's go to my office area and install it, shall we? So I'm seeing that a customer wants, so I may need to pick up this stream afterwards. I'm gonna end it here. I hope the few people that want to watch it enjoyed it, and maybe see you guys another time. Thanks for watching. Bye.